Hey, what's up, everybody? This is me, Sam from the Pistolheads, and I'm here to break down our track Kill Switch, which we released a while back. This is our very first tutorial video, so kindly bear with me if I make any mistakes. And take it easy on the comment section. Please don't be mean to me. I'm just kidding. Go ahead with it, and we are all open to suggestions and feedbacks from you guys. And, drop them down in the comment section. It's all good. I mean, it's another opportunity to learn, so no worries on that side. In this video, I'll walk you guys through our project file for Kill Switch. Hopefully, you guys can learn something from this. I mean, you get to see what all the elements involved in this track. Without wasting much time, let's dive straight into it. So let me just play you the track real quick so you guys can get an idea of what I'm talking about.
Yeah, number 13 is okay. Even though I measured my watching.
The ticket included. Free plans on flight. Switch to the shirt. Over. Reception 165. 165. 355. Let's go on.
Remember, this is the 20th century. We're not in the dark ages.
Nightmare.
The shadows, it shakes me up. I'm not. Just enough to keep me awake. I'll put you right here.
So that's the track. Let's dive straight into this. So let's just start off with the intro section right over here. And to be honest, there's nothing much happening in the intro side. It's pretty basic. It's just this vocals. I found these vocals down at Splice. I just ripped them straight up from there and dropped them in. I didn't do much post processing as well. As you guys can see, I think I dropped in a what was that? I think I dropped in a reverb, but at the end I ended up taking it out, so it doesn't matter. So yeah, that's that. I did this because I feel like the track actually lacked something in the vocal part, so I just wanted to fill up that void. So I just dropped something, and that sounded cool. So yeah, that's that. Um, Now moving on to the synthesis side, this is the bass sound that I used. It's just a basic Rezz bass. I started off with a saw at the sub side, dropped in another sine wave at the first oscillator, and pulled up the unison to 5. I dropped in another square wave and I pumped up the unison to 10. So what you get is the Rezz bass, pretty basic, nothing complicated. The next thing that you hear in the intro section is this pluck. This is also pretty basic, if I'm honest. I start off with this noise. I'm not sure if you can hear it. It's just a small click sound. This is the first thing that I introduce is just another square wave. It's just another saw wave. I pulled up the octaves to +2. I threw in another saw wave, pulled up the octave to +4. It doubles up on the same sound. And I just threw in another filter. That's about it. And I pull down on the sustain and the decay and the release, so it sounds like a plug. So yeah, and I added a massive reverb at the end. As you guys can see, the mix is tuned up all the way to 100, and it has a huge decay. So I wanted the sound to stay at the back end of the mix. I didn't want to be that obvious, so that's that. The MIDI section of this sound actually has something interesting, to be honest. As you all know, our track is in the key of C major, so it's all the white keys. But if you guys have a look at these notes, these are off key. But what makes this sound different is these notes. To be honest, these notes kind of give it that creepy vibe, like as you guys can see, it's against the rules, but it does the job. So we just went ahead with it, and it sounded cool at the end. So yeah, that's that. Yeah, this sound is like pretty simple. Like I just copied out the first note, threw in massive reverb, and just reverse the whole sound. So just comes in nice and easy. Like that's a simple thing. Now moving on to the breakdown section. I start
Remember,
off
this is the
these
20th
vocals.
century. We're not in the dark ages.
I mean, like these are just simple vintage movie vocals, I guess, if I'm right. I found this two in Splice. Nothing major happening there. I just took out the low end so that my low end doesn't get all muddy when it comes to the mastering stage. Nothing massive there. I threw in like a shit ton of effects from the Kashmir pack. I mean, like who doesn't have the Kashmir pack? So I threw in like a shit ton of transitions and risers and all that stuff. And yeah, this is the pre-drop fill that you guys can hear in the track. I'm like, like these sounds sounded pretty cool as such, but I just wanted like some layering done to them, so it sounds like this. Like they complemented each other really well, so I just went with that. And down to this side, I just rendered down the whole drop part, and I just threw in like an auto filter, so it just sweeps in nice and easy and gives the listener what's coming up. Like so, that's that. I just automated the filter frequency now, but that's the auto filter doing its job. Nothing special there as well. So that's done. So yeah, let's now jump into the interesting part, the drop. Yeah, let's start off with the sound. This is the thing that you hear most of the time in the song, so let's start with this. Let me take everything off. Yeah, so before I start off with the sound design for this sound, I'll tell you guys how I came up with this sound. Like I sampled the sound my fan makes using my phone, and I just threw that in right there. This is it. So it's just pretty much white noise. But if you throw in a sub sine wave, pull it down to -3 octaves, throw in another oscillator, like that's a saw wave, and pull it down to -2, throw in another saw wave, pull it down to -3, and throw down a filter. This is what you get. Pretty cool, right? I know. So yeah, that's how I came with the sound. Like the major thing that I did here was I linked the envelope to the sub level and the cutoff for the filter, so it just gives it that nice movement that I was looking for. And like gives it that really cool click factor that I was looking for. So that's that sound. Now moving on to the wait, forgot about the post-processing part. Just pretty basic. I just threw in an OTT, pulled down the amount 80, and I threw in an LFO tool. So for this sound, pretty basic. I just pulled down the rate to 1/4. So yeah, I'm sure every EDM producer must know how an LFO tool works. So nothing major there. Now next comes this sound. So it's also pretty basic, nothing major. I just started off with the same. Like I just told you about before. I threw in another sub, pull it down to -3, and I think I found this wavetable in a Cymatics pack. So yeah, thank you Cymatics. It sounded pretty cool and such, but I needed some depth, so I just threw in another oscillator. This oscillator is also from another Cymatics pack, so yeah, it sounded cool, so I just went with it. So this is that sound. like same processing. Like I've done the same processing like throughout this entire song for like all the synths. It's the same ODT at 80, and the LFO tool at the 1/4 rate. So it's pretty basic. Yeah, moving on to the next sound, which is this one. Like this is just a basic dubstep wub. If you listen to it, it's also pretty easy to make. I just started off with the same stuff, a sub, and the same noise. Yeah, another wavetable which sounded cool. It's also from a cymatics pack. To another saw wave and the filter. And I linked the LFO to the cutoff, the sub, and the wavetable position, so it just modulates as every time the notes are triggered. So sounds like a wub. Pretty simple. Nothing major there. Moving on to the next sound, which is this. Like it's a basic G house bass. If you listen to G house, this is also pretty easy to make. This is like super easy to make. I started with the same noise. Threw in a saw wave, pulled it down to -2. I threw in another saw wave, pulled it down to -2. There we go. That's a G house bass. Simple as that. And the next sound, this should be the last one. It is just. I mean, this is like pretty much white noise coupled with the filter, like the band 12 filter, and we enabled this feature in Serum, which is the filter key track. So every time you play MIDI at the MIDI keyboard, it plays a different note. So every note should sound different. Like so, yeah. That's about it. Nothing major happening there. So yeah, that's the synth part dealt with. Now moving on to the interesting part. Just this. As you guys can see, like I've almost synthesized every element for this song. Everything is like synthesized, but I wanted to make our track different because everybody can make like stuff like sounds like this if you have Serum with you. But I just wanted to add like a few organic elements to it so that our track stood out from the other EDM track. So I recorded this guitar sample, like it's nothing complicated. It's just simple guitar riffs, but I just coupled it with an LFO tool and just EQ'd it, cleaned it up, boosted the mids, pulled down on the 1000 frequency range, and I boosted the highs. So it just sounded crisp. So this is the sound that I had, and I like threw this in with the synthesized elements, and in the end it sounds cool. I'll show you how it sounds with and without the guitar sample. So here we go. Like that is with the guitar sound, and this is without the guitar sound. Like as you guys can see, it lacks something in the mix, so that's why in the end I went with the sound. It sounds cool and it does the job, so that's about it. And for the drum section, it's super basic. It's just a 4x4 kick pattern and the snare hitting at the second beat. Super simple, nothing major happening there. And the second part of the drop is exactly the same. Like it's exactly the same. The drum section, the effect section, the synth section, everything is the same. But I just wanted to make like a small variation for the second part, so I just changed up the guitar melody on the first beat. Like it's the same guitar, nothing major is happening. I just threw in this LFO tool again. So this is how that sounds. Like that's about it for the drop part. I mean, nothing major is there. And for the mastering part, I just threw in like a regular mastering chain, and at the end, just a reverb. Like I compressed the crap out of it. I just threw in a multi-band compressor just to bring out the hidden frequencies in there. I just boosted the sound with the limiter and just compressed it again. Like that's about it. It's super basic. Nothing major is happening here. Like if you look at it, it's super simple. I mean, like there are like literally like 10 sounds involved throughout the whole song, but in the end, it sounds like complete. At the end, after making this track, the only advice or like suggestion that I can give you is that experiment with your sounds. That's all. I mean, like if you look at our track, we have elements from dubstep, G house, mid tempo, and even rock, as you guys can see. So Yeah, I mean, like, always play around with your sounds. That's all. So I mean, yeah, that's how in the end I came up with kill switch. So I really hope this video helped you guys and like you learned something at the end. So if that has happened, then all good. Like, I'm happy, you guys are happy. So yeah, if you guys like the video, just give us a thumbs up. If you guys have any suggestions, feel free to comment down below. And yeah, thank you for watching. This is me, Sam, from the Pistolheads, signing off. Take care. Peace out.